Hello, welcome to Healing Yoga. We'll get started in just a moment. All right, so find a comfortable seat and we'll begin very shortly. If you'd like to check in, that's always nice. We appreciate that. We have a couple folks joining us. Yay! So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. It might be on your mat or it might be on a chair. I'll scoot my chair back just a bit. And let's begin. It's nice to have this time to connect each week and practice yoga together and just receive the benefits. Just moving our bodies just gently and lovingly with the breath and just feeling better in mind, body, and spirit. So I'm glad that you're here. Go ahead and close your eyes and just feel yourself supported in your comfortable seat. As we begin, we take time to center and come into this space, knowing there's nowhere else we need to be, nothing else we need to be doing. We are simply here and bringing our hearts to this practice. We'll begin by checking in with the breath. So just place one hand on your chest. And we'll just notice the breath, not changing it, just noticing it. Feel the rise and fall. So grateful for our breath. You may even feel the beat of your heart. And if you'd like, place another hand over your heart center as well. And consider placing in your heart someone or something for which you are feeling grateful in this moment, on this day, in this life. And then you can relax your hands in your lap. Palms down is fine. That can be a bit more grounding, especially as we are beginning class. And we'll do a body scan, and it can be helpful to do this with your eyes closed. It can help you to look more inward and notice sensations in the body. But we'll just begin with the toes and move our way up the body to the crown. And just take time to notice any areas of discomfort or tension or perhaps pain. Just begin with your feet and your ankles. your lower leg, your upper legs. Moving to the torso, the front of the body, the back of the body, your shoulders and arms, your neck, and your head and face. And we'll be taking a long, beautiful breath in and visualize sending it to those areas where you may be experiencing discomfort. And just visualize sending that healing breath to those areas. Or you can see it moving throughout your whole body. And then on the exhale, we'll release that discomfort. So let's go ahead and breathe in. Nice, long, slow, full breath. And exhale. Nice, long, slow exhale. Go ahead and do that 2 more times. Sending that breath throughout your body where it's needed and releasing any discomfort you may be experiencing. And then placing your hands in your lap with the palms up. We'll bring the thumb and the ring finger together for a breath practice today called Nadi Shodhana. And you bring your thumb and your ring finger up and you just place them on each side of the nose. But press in with your thumb on the right side of your nostril, the right nostril, and exhale through the left nostril. Then inhale through the left nostril. Place your ring finger on that nostril and exhale the right nostril. Inhale the right nostril. Cover and switch and exhale on the left side. Breathe in through the left. Cover, exhale on the right. And continue to move back and forth, inhaling through the left, exhaling on the right. And you can support your arm with your hand or bring your arm lower if the shoulder's bothering. Continuing to moving between the two. Inhaling on one side, covering and exhaling on the other side. And the next time you exhale on the left side, go ahead, release the hand down to your lap. Sometimes folks find they might need to blow their nose after this practice. It's very clearing, it's very calming, and it's considered a purification of the channels. Like I said, it's calming and balancing, rejuvenating as well. Yeah, so that's Nadi Shodhana, or alternate nostril breath. So you can also explore practicing without bringing the hand to your nostril. And that can be an interesting practice as well, really focusing on where you're inhaling and where you're exhaling. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and close our eyes for just another moment or two and consider what our intention may be for today's practice. Might just be to be here, to feel better in the body, to calm our mind, to nourish our spirit. It can be all of those things. Or maybe this is my time I'm taking for me. And then go ahead and open your eyes, and with a soft gaze, we'll inhale, bring arms to sky, exhale to the earth. We'll do that 2 more times. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, let's begin by warming up the body. And we'll just start with our fingers and our toes, curling and splaying. Just the fingers and the toes. I noticed when I did that, I just wanted to curl my whole body in. So just bringing some movement to our fingers and toes and letting that move and spread apart and curl. And then extend the legs a little bit for some room to move, and we'll slowly do some wrist and ankle circles at the same time. Nice and slow. And don't think too much about what direction you're going in. Just allow the movement. And then we'll pause and just reverse it. Bringing some gentle movement into the wrists and the ankles. And then we'll bring our feet to earth. And as we come up on our toes, we'll point our fingertips toward the sky. And then as we come to neutral with heels on the earth, fingertips pointing outward, and then raise the fronts of the feet and have your fingertips point downward. And then back to neutral. So we'll inhale with things moving upward. Exhale to neutral. Inhale, fingers downward, fronts of feet up. Exhale to neutral. And just move between these. Just bringing some movement into those joints in a gentle way. And then we'll pause there for a moment. Extend the feet, bringing the insides of the feet together. And then draw the soles toward each other, not touching. But by simply gently drawing them toward each other, you should be experiencing a stretch on the outside of the ankle. That's what we're wanting. So it doesn't necessarily take a lot of movement. Bring them back to neutral. We'll try that again. Just bringing some stretch to the outside of the ankle. And just go ahead and do that a couple of more times. Very gently, not forcing anything. It's just a really special part of our ankle that doesn't always get a lot of movement. So it's nice to come to yoga and give it some love. All right, lovely. And then we'll bring our feet to the earth. And bend and extend one leg a few times, warming up the knee joint, getting that synovial fluid flowing, preparing for practice. It's a great thing to do anytime, quite honestly. And then rest that foot on the earth, and we'll go to the other side. Different side, different knee. This knee is not liking this movement so much today, so I'm just going to go really slow, and I may not do it fully. We have to love and honor our body where it's at and not force things. Okay. Now you can sit back a little if you would like, or you can sit up straight and tall and have your core help you as you do some hip circles here. Nice and easy. And then rotate and go back the other way. And we'll go to the other side. So some people like to do it sitting up straight and tall. Some people like to kind of lean back on their chair. Different ways. You pick what's best for you. Bring your foot down. All right, let's bring the heels of the hands into the hip creases. And as we do so, we'll inhale and lift the heart. So breathing in, Not throwing the neck back, just lifting the heart. Your gaze probably that seam between the wall and the ceiling. And then on an exhale, we'll take our hands forward toward our knees and lean back, keeping a long spine if you have any concerns or issues with your spine. Otherwise, you can go ahead and round the spine. Then we'll inhale, bring our hands back to hip creases, lifting the heart. Exhale, hands out to knees, rounding. This is called cat-cow. Just go ahead and move through a few of these at your pace with your breath. And if one position is feeling especially good, just hang out there for a bit. This is when you discover and explore what your yoga is. What's best for you today? Just warming up the spine. And then we'll come to center. Okay. Let's bring our fingertips to our shoulders and draw some circles with our elbows. Again, it doesn't matter what way you're going. They can be little circles and they can gradually get bigger. And then we'll pause and go the other direction. And if you're making big circles, let them gradually get smaller. Just bringing a little movement into the shoulders. And then shrugging the shoulders up as high as you can. Still sitting nice and tall. Really shrugging up all the way as high as you possibly can. And then releasing them downward as if I'm pressing on your shoulders. Or if someone just put a 10-pound weight on each shoulder. And we'll inhale, shrug the shoulders up high. Exhale, let them feel down. Or maybe you're holding a 20-pound weight in each hand. And then we'll come to neutral. All right, let's check in with our neck. Yeah. So take one ear toward that same shoulder. Just being mindful about keeping a long spine and sitting tall. Just be here for a moment. Notice what you're feeling and where, always with yoga. Come back to center, we'll go to the other side. You may notice different sensations on this side in different places. And then we'll come back to center. We'll revisit that first shoulder, but this time take your gaze downward toward the shoulder. And then draw a smile with your chin across your collarbone. And now you're gazing down at the opposite shoulder. Now draw that smile back to where you started, taking your gaze forward and bringing the head up to center. We'll do that starting on the other side. So taking ear toward the shoulder. And then your gaze downward. Drawing a smile across your collarbone to go across and then go back. Gaze forward, head up to center. Now we'll slowly open and close our jaw. So we'll open and gently close. So move slowly and see how big of a mouth you have today. So open and close. Now we'll go side to side, where the top part goes one side and the bottom part goes the other side. Here we go. More moving your lower jaw. Now other side. And back to center. Yeah. Let's do that one more time. Go to the first side. and center, and the second side. And center, and maybe even find that little space in your face where you feel that jawbone connect and give that a little massage. It can be a tender area. We hold a lot of tension in our jaw. So it's nice to give it a little love too. And then rest your hands down. Let's find our first Tadasana of the day. Tadasana, mountain posture. Practice seated or standing. Cues are the same. Exactly the same. So whether you're seated or standing, your feet should be about hip distance apart. And I'd invite you to lift all 10 toes and root down into the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the heel. Press into the earth. Feel the legs engage. If you're standing, a micro bend in the knee. And then engage your midsection to support your back. Lower your shoulders down and back, arms at sides, palms facing forward, and then bring that chin down a little. And then you can lower your 10 toes if you would like, relax them, but keep the engagement. Legs are so engaged here, so strong, so stable. Nice tall spine. Imagine if there was a little string right up here at your crown. I just pulled up on it. What a difference that would make. You might feel like you're standing nice and tall, and then when you imagine that, you can get a little bit taller. This is Tadasana, mountain posture. Posture of strength, stability, stillness, and serenity. Yeah. And from here, let's bring our arms upward and do a little side bend. So just bend to one side. Feel that expansion on the outside of the body and the squeeze on the other side. And then bring your arms up, and we'll do it on the other side. And we'll do each side again. Lovely. And as you bring your arms down, take one out to the side and place this hand on your abdomen and reach that arm back as far as is comfortable for your shoulder. Just take your gaze to the side. So you're not turning your neck to follow your hand. Your head is just simply gazing to the side. And then we'll bring our arms up again and we'll do that on the other side. Just a nice, lovely, gentle first twist of the day. Bring your arms upward. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands here. It's kind of like if you were pressing on some glass, but you're engaging them out almost as if you were pushing against something. And feel your upper back, just a gentle bend there. And then release and slowly release and bring your hands downward. Okay. All right, so for this next series between two postures, I'll share with you some foundation choices. If you'd like to practice in your chair, I would suggest you turn sideways in your chair and then you can extend this leg outward. This leg can be slightly bent, but you want to make sure that both feet can press into the earth. So check that out and make sure they can both press into the earth so you feel engagement in the legs. If you're standing, you'll begin from mountain posture and step 1 foot back. Your front leg, the knee will be bent. Doesn't have to be bent at a 90-degree angle, just bent. And then the back leg, my toes are kind of pointing out about a 45-degree angle to the side. And I'm going to check out my feet because I want to make sure I have a stance more like I'm on railroad tracks than a balance beam. This just allows for healthier and better hip movement. So we'll come forward with that front knee bent. And folks in chairs, you're going to be facing the side of your chair with your gaze out over that front knee that's actually in the side. And we'll inhale. You can bring your hands to heart center, W, or extended. And we'll take a few breaths here. This is Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, also known as Peaceful Warrior. If you feel like you need to adjust your feet, just come out for a moment. Make whatever change you need to do to feel stable and strong. And just breathe in and out here, just naturally. And now we'll bring our hands to heart center. If you're standing, straighten that front leg. If you're sitting, just relax the front leg. And then from here, we'll take our hands behind us. Maybe the fingers are interlaced, or maybe our hands are just back there. Kind of depends on your shoulders. Okay. And then we'll bend that front knee again and bow forward. So keeping a long spine. So I'm not dropping the head. I'm keeping the spine long. We'll take a couple of breaths here. This is Humble Warrior. And then come back up to standing. Straighten the front leg or relax it. Hands at heart center. And now we'll move between the two. Going to make another adjustment here. All right, so we'll inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale to humble. Inhale, Warrior 1. Exhale, humble. So you move through this flow at your pace. Breathing in and breathing out. Exploring what feels good in your body today. And the next time you come into Humble Warrior and you rise up, if you're standing, you'll bring the back leg forward. If you're seated, you'll come around to your mountain. We're off. And let's visit our mountain for a moment. Close your eyes. Notice how you're feeling on each side of your body, especially the differences in the legs. And now we'll go to the other side. So friends that are seated, scoot around to the other side. Friends that are standing, you'll take the opposite leg back. All right, so that front knee is bent. We'll inhale, Warrior 1. And we'll hold this for a few breaths. So the front knee is bent. Both feet are pressing firmly into the earth. Your hands can also be at W or at heart center, whatever feels best in your shoulders. And the legs are engaged. You are strong. And now we'll bring the hands to heart center, straighten the front leg if you're standing. And let's explore the Humble Warrior. So bringing the hands behind, keeping a nice long spine, bowing forward over that bent knee. It doesn't have to be a deep bow. We're not trying to touch our knee to our nose or anything crazy like that. And we'll just take a few breaths here, feet pressing into the earth, especially friends that are practicing in the chair. That's something to really um, remember to do so that you can build strength in the chair as well. And then we'll come up, bring our hands to heart center, straighten the front leg if you're standing. And now we'll move between the two. So we'll inhale to warrior one, exhale to humble. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale to humble. Go ahead and move through these two postures or shapes with your breath at your pace. Moving slowly, gently, and with the breath. And then the next time you come into humble, when you return to neutral, bring your hands to heart center. And if you're standing, bring the back leg forward. And if you are seated, heel toe your feet around to front for Tadasana or mountain posture. Okay. This next series you can do seated or standing, whatever you feel like. It's more about the arms. So we'll be inhaling, and what I'd like you to consider with these arm movements is as you bring your hands up, have your palms facing down toward earth until you get to shoulder height, and then flip the palms upward. Right? And then you come down when you get to shoulder height, flip the palms to the earth. All right? So we're going to inhale and bring our arms upward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, bring our arms upward. Exhale, lower. Next, we'll just be using one arm at a time. So inhale, bringing the arm upward, and bring your hand to the top of your head. And then lower. Inhale, bringing the arm upward, and this time bringing your palm to the back of your head. And exhale, releasing. Inhale, bringing your arm upward, and bringing the palm to the back of your neck. And exhale, releasing. We'll do that on the other side now. Breathing in, bringing the other palm to the top of the head. Exhale, lower. Inhale, palm to the back of the head. Exhale, lower. Breathing in, this time bringing your fingertips to the back of your neck. And then a slow exhale as you bring the arms down. Let's bring one arm across the body and just give ourselves a little shoulder rub for a moment. Some squeezing of that shoulder area. And then bring the other arm across the body. And lower your hands. Okay. So from here, we will be practicing some forward folds. So find your Tadasana. Okay. And from your Tadasana, now if you like, for a forward fold, often when we fold forward, the belly and the thighs come into a connection with each other. If that's not comfortable for you, know that you can take the legs wide. And then that way when you fold forward, there's a little more space there. Sometimes that compression doesn't feel the best, So you do what feels best to you. So we'll find our foundation first, whether it's wide-legged or typical feet hip distance apart. We'll inhale and we'll hinge from the hips to a half bend. So if you're seated, it's about 45 degrees. If you're standing, it's like you are in an upside down L shape. And then come back up. All right. Inhale, exhale, half bend. Inhale, rise. And this time we can explore going a little deeper. If you have high blood pressure, vertigo, or vestibular issues, keep the head above the heart, definitely. Okay, so we'll inhale, exhale, and you can come a little further this time. You can use your block to support you if you would like this. And then inhale, come up. We'll exhale, let's bring both arms upward. Interlace the fingers, index fingers pointing upward, and we'll just go to one side. And then across. And then back to the side and up. Let's do that on the other side. Coming over, and then kind of bending a bit on an angle. Backward and up. And bring your hands to heart center. All right, so we'll remain, if you have a wide-legged stance, keep that. If you don't, create a wide-legged stance. So this particular series can be a little intense for the knees, so you can absolutely practice it seated. I'll begin by cueing both, but I'll demonstrate seated and then standing. So take the legs wide. Okay, nice long spine, whether you're seated or standing. If legs are engaged, so focus on the chair, pressing into the mat. And bring your arms outward and then into a goalpost shape. Okay. This is Deviasana. I'm building strength in the legs. And now just sit back a bit if you're standing. Just like a tiny little bit of a squat. And then as you come up out of the squat, take your arms out to side. This is Tarasana or star. So we'll inhale into Deviasana. So I am in the chair, but I'm kind of imagining that I'm squatting and I can feel parts of my torso engaged. Exhale, Tarasana. So, inhale, Deviasana. Exhale, Tarasana. Inhale, Deviasana. Exhale, Tarasana. Go ahead and move between the two at your pace. And if you like one better than the other, hang out with that one. And knowing that at any time, if the flow becomes too intense, return to Tadasana. Always, always an option. So, Deviasana. And if you're seated, you can even straighten the legs out for your Tarasana. And we'll just do that a couple of more times. There's a lot going on with this particular pairing. And then bring your hands to heart center. You've got stuff going on in the upper body with your shoulders and a lot of work in the legs too. Yeah. So from here, let's go ahead and explore our balance practice for the day with Gomukhasana or sunbird. So the cue here that's different whether you're seated or standing is the extended leg. So practicing Gomukhasana seated, the extended leg is out front and you are on your heel. Practicing it standing, the extended leg just steps back a bit, not very far, and you're on your toe. Also, if you're practicing it standing, maybe you want to stand behind a chair. You don't really have to step back that far, and then that way you have the chair for balance support if you would like. All right, so decide which leg is going to be your supporting leg this first time through. Okay, slight bend in that knee, root down into that supporting leg. It is engaged. It is engaged and strong. Extend the other leg, keeping the heel or toe on the earth for now. Raise the opposite arm from the extended leg. So if your right leg is extended, bring up your left arm. And then from here, explore how it might feel lifting that heel or toe from the earth. You can use your chair for support if you would like. Keep your drishti or your focal point, and you can come in and out of it as well. That's part of the practice. Most of us don't just pop right up into a balanced posture from the get-go. You might sway a little. Just keep your focal point and use a balance support. It's best to use the balance support and be able to experience the benefits of the posture than to not use it. And sometimes then it's hard to really feel into what the benefit is. All right, go ahead and bring that arm down. Step that extended leg back. Shake out that supporting leg. Even on the chair, that leg is engaged and pressing into the earth. All right, next we'll move to this other leg. Root down into that for support. Okay. Then the extended leg, we'll go ahead and extend that, whether it's out for seated or behind you for standing. Extend the opposite arm from the extended leg. Find your focal point and explore lifting that extended leg off the floor just an inch. We're not trying to get height here, just so it leaves the earth. And keep your focal point in your view. Keep breathing. And you can go in and out of it if you would like. It's just perfectly fine. It's not a contest. We're exploring. Balance is a sensation, not an accomplishment. And then lower that heel, lower your arm, lower your toe. Can bring everything to earth. And then find Tadasana. Okay. Right, next grab your strap. And now we will be moving to seated. So if you're not seated on your mat or on your chair, please go ahead and take a seat. We will be exploring Gomukhasana, or cow face, cow's head or cow face posture. And the strap, a tie, a belt, a leash, a scarf, something that you can have between the two hands is such a beautiful part of this practice. It truly, truly is. So take a moment to grab that if you haven't done so already. Now, if you are seated, you can sit cross-legged and just notice which leg is on top. If you are practicing on the chair, cross one leg over the other and just notice which one it is. Okay. So whichever leg is on top, put one end of the strap in the other hand. And as you bring it up, bring that arm up. Let the strap fall behind you so it's aligned as if it were aligned with your spine. And you can lower your hand down. So we don't want this. It's better to be here and maintain the long spine than to really get your hand down low and be all crunched in. So we're just going here for now. The other arm comes out to the side and it comes down and grabs the strap toward the bottom. Okay. Now you can slowly, I'll show you, I'll stand up and show you from the back. Slowly bring your hands toward each other. This may be, you may be right here. Just doing this can be intense enough. If you want to explore what it's like to bring them closer together, you can do that. Just be sure you're maintaining the integrity of your shoulder and not crunching in and folding in. And when you find that spot, it's like, ooh, there we go. No pain, but you can feel the sensation in a good way. Then you can hang out there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, just slowly, you'll release the lower arm first. And then come out with the upper arm the way you came in. And uncross the legs. Right. And you know, we're going to do the other side. So now cross the opposite leg over. Take the strap in the other hand. Okay. And I'm going to bring my hand upward. And when I get to a point, and this one is going to be different because this shoulder has some issues this one does not have. So this is about as far as I can go for and honor my body. And that's what we have to honor the body. We have to love it and honor it and take care of it and not harm it. And then bring your other arm out and around. Find that strap. So it's basically aligned with your spine. And then work your hands toward each other. So for example, on this side, my lower hand can come up pretty high, but my upper hand, this is as far as it can go. My hands are not going to meet. That's okay. I still am experiencing the benefits and the sensations of this posture. And if it somehow became too intense, I would just bring this up a little. Okay? Yeah. It's not a contest. It's not an achievement. It's a practice. And then when you're ready, you let that lower arm come out. And then your upper arm. And just allow them to float to your sides. And uncross your legs. You can go ahead and set the strap aside. And take one hand and place it on the opposite knee. Then this hand will go on your hip. So we're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we'll simply twist to the side. And we'll hold this for a couple of breaths. Then come back to center. And we'll cross the other hand over the opposite knee. This one on your hip. And we'll twist this side next. Just Really keying into how it feels in the body, not forcing anything. Finding the sweet spot, just being here for a couple of breaths. And then we'll come to center. Let's bring one hand outward, upward, and across the body. And then inhale, bringing that arm upward and lower. We'll do the same now with the other. So we'll bring the other arm upward and reaching across the body. Then bringing that hand upward and down to your sides. Okay. All right. Do some nice shoulder rolls here. And we'll go ahead and find your Shavasana. Find a place where you can rest and feel fully supported. It might be on your mat, your couch, a comfy chair, the chair you're practicing in. Just find a comfortable place where you can totally let your body release and be soft, and where there's no effort at all. I invite you to find that spot. Cover up with a blanket if you're a little chilly. Put a little pillow under your head if you would like. If you're sitting in the chair, use something for a footstool that you can relax your feet up on and let the legs splay so the outside of your feet are just touching the earth. And close your eyes and feel your body being supported by the surface below it or behind it. Let your legs and your feet completely soften and be heavy as they are supported. Your torso, your front and back body, also. Let it sink. Allow your shoulders to soften and your head and your neck. Notice the skin on your scalp. Can you relax it a bit? Your forehead. All the areas of your face, just softening a bit more. The area around your eyes, your ears, your cheeks, and even let the jaw open slightly. I'll watch the time and we'll ring the bell when it is the moment for us to begin to close our practice. Begin by just bringing gentle movement into your fingers, your toes, your hands and your feet, your ankles and your wrists. Maybe moving the head from side to side, just the smallest, gentlest of movement. Then bend one knee and then the other as you bring your feet to earth. And if you're lying on your mat or lying down on any surface, just roll to one side and rest on your side for a few moments. Take it nice and slow. Now extend your top leg and we'll all press ourselves up into a seated position where we began class. And with a soft gaze, we'll inhale, take our hands to sky, exhale, lower. Breathing in, gathering up the goodness from the practice. Exhale, releasing anything not serving. Breathe in, and this time bring the palms together above the crown. And gently bring them down toward the heart center, brushing your fingertips across your face as you do so. It is an honor and a privilege to share this practice with you today. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Above and Beyond Cancer for allowing us to share this practice together today. May you be safe, may you be well, and may you be filled with peace. Thank you. Take your time. There's no hurry. As you slowly and gently move into the rest of your day. We'll see you next time. And thanks to all who were here today. Cynthia, Ron, Darcy, Angelina, Sherry. Thank you all for being here today.